Editors do not rewrite stories just for the sake of rewriting them. Usually, the effort spent on editing, revising, and improving news copy would not be necessary if the news writer had done a better job in the first place. News writers should be aware of the standards of the publishable copy in the newsrooms and should do their best to deliver well-written copy to their editors. Few are capable of writing good copy in the first attempt. At the time of writing, many mistakes appear in the copy because the intention of the reporter is to write down the collected facts and data without losing any information. It is only in the second and the third attempt that the data is acceptable for print. All copy submitted to an editor is subject to change and to some revision. No one writes a perfect story, and editors have a knack of spotting weaknesses and knowing ways to improve the raw copy. The categories of copy that account for most of the work of revision are stories published in earlier editions that need improvement and updating, stories originating with the wire services, supplementary news stories, and the newspaper's own bureaus, regional correspondents, and stringers. Stories originating with public relations or public information people who work for businesses, industries, state and local government, the union or state government, universities, the armed forces, and service agencies. Press releases are usually biased and aim at promoting the concerned organization. Revision may involve editing, rewriting, or updating, but there is more to it than that. A layman thinks revision of the copy is much easier than writing fresh copy. In reality, this is not true. Revision and editing are two entirely different processes, both of which are essential to effective writing. Revision is the route of seeing the paper again as if it were impressively new. In this procedure, the essayist looks at bigger issues which affect the composition and significance of the paper. Does the paper have a unifying focal thought? Do the examples and details in the paper carry this idea? Are the examples and details developed adequate, or do they require the reader to figure stuff out? Is there a reasonable bond between the supporting ideas, or do some parts of the story seem to be isolated from the rest? Is the preamble appealing? How does the finale work? How will the paper influence a bookworm? Will the bookworm be able to understand it? Is the language lucid and succinct, or is it verbose? To revise is to see again, to reconceive the original article. It does not mean merely to fix the first sketch, rearranging phrases and correcting minor errors. It is a creative task. Begin with the larger idea, and then, when you have a reasonable idea, focus on the revision at hand. All these processes may involve the editor, assistant editor, or news writer, the copy desk, and the writer